Orange County Riptide.
It's a warm Sunday afternoon in Southern California as we get set for another edition of Academy Barons Baseball. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Barons had a tough road trip this weekend and picked up an impactful win over the Arroyo Seco Saints Friday before losing to the Santa Barbara Foresters last night. They are 3-4 on the young season and will take on the red-hot Orange County Riptide for the first time this summer. The Riptide are off to a scorching 8-1 start to the season and haven't been in too many close games. The Riptide have won 6 straight. They're 5-0 this week, and 3 of those wins came on the road. It's the first meeting between these two programs this year, but last summer the Riptide dominated the season series, winning 4 of their 5 matchups. The lone win for the Barons over the Orange County Riptide did come here at the Academy. The Riptide are led by head coach Brian Evans. He is joined by assistants Grant Mayu, Andrew Ramos, and Eric Coleman. The Academy Barons are led by first-year manager James Bishop, pitching coach A.J. Monterez, and assistants Lorenzo Gray, Tank Kazarian, Taishi Nakawake, and Jonathan Larga-Spada. It's the first Sunday ball game of the year as the Barons host one of the hottest teams in the California Collegiate League. Starting lineups and first pitch when we come back. Back from commercial break, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. It's been a scorching weekend, while today is cooler than the previous two, temperatures are expected to reach 81 degrees in the city of Compton. It's the first meeting between these two programs. The Academy Barons are 3-4 on the season, while the Orange County Riptide are 8-1. Let's go ahead and get you today's starting lineups. For the Orange County Riptide, led by head coach, manager Brian Evans, his lineup will look like this. Hunter Harrington, the left fielder, bats leadoff, followed by Jared Sable, the first baseman. Cooper Klauser bats third. In the cleanup spot, it's shortstop Connor Barth. Batting fifth is right fielder Zach Woodson. Landry Stamps bats sixth and does the DH duties. Dennis Fitzpatrick plays second and bats seventh. In the eighth spot, it's Bradley Boudreau, the third baseman, and Reed Montgomery, the center fielder, rounds out the order for the visiting Orange County Riptide. They'll be in their gray uniforms, gray bottoms, blue helmets, while the Academy Barons are in their traditional navy blue uniforms, white bottoms. On the mound for the Academy Barons, in the top of the first inning, will be Jack Fischel. He gets his first start of the season. It's his second appearance for the Academy. And he put together a strong season for Santa Ana College and helped them win a 3C 2A state championship. He was one of the first interviews we had in that first weekend. You can go back and listen to that interview from that game versus the Arroyo Seco Saints a couple Saturdays ago. Hunter Harrington steps in. We're just about ready for first pitch. Fischel fires. That misses down and in. We'll get you the defense for the Academy Barons in just a moment. Harrington comes up empty. He's a young kid. He just graduated high school. One of the younger kids on both rosters. Barons have a few players fresh out of high school as well. That misses down below the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to the left fielder Harrington. In the outfield for the Barons, it's Lujan in left field, Sawamura in center, and Emmerman in right. That's on the corner for strike 2. Jason Del Villar is at first base. Israel Espinoza at second. Elijah Clayton at short, while David Aguirre gets his first start at third base. Fischel tries to go backdoor with the slider. Doesn't get the call. It's a full count to the leadoff hitter. Fischel back from the windup in a similar spot, maybe a bit higher. That's a leadoff walk to start off the ball game for the Riptide. Again, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. If you're here supporting one of the members of the Academy Barons, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you'll get a notification every time we go live here from the Compton Youth Academy. Chance for the 2-hitter, Jared Sable. Sable hits from the left side. First lefty-on-lefty matchup, and that's strike 1 to begin the at-bat. A native to Aliso Viejo. Knocks the next pitch out of play. 2-strike count on the first baseman. Fischel set. Harrington takes off for second. A blooper hit into shallow right center field. Harrington stumbles across second. Barons have a chance to double him up. Throw is offline, and Harrington just gets in a nick of time. 1 out in the inning. Riptide are very fortunate. Harrington able to get back. Didn't see exactly where he stumbled, but after Sawamura caught the ball, he was able to make it back to first base in time. Maybe a hit and run, but with 2 strikes. Be very surprised to see that. Chance for the 3-hitter, Cooper Klauser. A few left-handers in the lineup for the Orange County Riptide, and that plays in favor of Jack Fischel. The Barons, in general, have 11 left-handed pitchers at their disposal. Carlos Morales' throw down in time, but it's ruled safe. Clayton can't believe it, just as Fischel and the rest of the Barons. Carlos Morales' throw was right on the money. The tag was in time, but the runner is ruled safe. Fortunate break for the Orange County Riptide. It'll go down as a stolen base for Harrington. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count to Clouser. This ball slapped into left field. Lujan gets to it quickly. Harrington gets the wave at third. Aguirre cuts it off. That's the first run of the ball game for the Riptide on a huge blown missed call by the second base umpire on the stolen base. The Riptide take their lead.
Indy cleanup spot for the Riptide, number 7, Connor Park.
Chance for the shortstop and the cleanup hitter, Connor Barth. He takes strike 1. We'll see how Jack Fischel bounces back after a rough series of events. Gave up the leadoff walk. Now he hits Barth. Runners on first and second. But there was a couple pitches in that at-bat to Harrington that Fischel wanted for strike 3. He didn't get it. He put him on base. Harrington stole second on a questionable decision or questionable call by the second base umpire. And that allowed him to score on the RBI single by Cooper Clouser. It's a 1-0 ball game. After the hit by pitch, Zach Woodson steps in. Strike 1 for Fischel. And Fischel's only appearance this season, he pitched 2 innings against the Conejo Oaks. Gave up 1 hit as he faced 7 batters. Off speed and has Woodson looking foolish. Another 2-strike count. Fischel's next pitch is strike 3. Woodson fans at the next pitch, and that's the second out of the inning.
Number 34, Landry Stamps.
The designated hitter, Landry Stamp, steps in. Another left-handed hitter in the top, or the middle of the order. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. That runs in and hits the hands of Stamp on the check swing. He gets awarded first base. And the bases are juiced for Dennis Fitzpatrick. In the summer, Fischel has not hit a batter, but in the spring, he did hit 3 batters while at Santa Ana College.
Number 15, Dennis Fitzpatrick.
He threw 7 wild pitches. At times, the accuracy can leave the lefty's arm. Cooper Clouser's at third base. Connor Barth at second. Landry Stamps is at first. 2 outs. First pitch above the zone for Dennis Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick hitting .250 on the season, 5th start of the year. This ball's roped past the diving Aguirre. Lujan gets to it quickly. They wave on Connor Barth. Throw cut off again. 2 more runs come in for the Orange County Riptide, and they lead 3-0. So the Riptide put up a crooked number in the top of the first inning. 2 outs for the 8-hitter Bradley Boudreaux. Has to be frustrating for Jack Fischel, who probably could have been out of this inning had a few calls gone his way. That's been the story of the Barons seasons the past couple summers. First pitch with Boudreaux is in for strike 1. Fischel is a native to Placentia, California. Went to El Dorado High School, and out of high school, he went to Lindenwood, where he spent the 2025 season before transferring to Santa Ana College. Next pitch misses inside. Lindenwood in Missouri. And during the interview that we had, Fischel, he talked about the adjustment, dealing with tornado warnings, snow. Just a big culture shock for him as a California kid. Runner takes off for third. Morales is throwing another beautiful one. And that time the runner is called out. Landry Stamps caught stealing to end the inning, but not before the Orange County Riptide put up 3 runs in the top of the first inning. We'll see how the Barons respond in the home half of the first. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Before the bottom of the first inning, let's get you the starting lineups for your Academy Barons. Shortstop Elijah Clayton bats in the leadoff spot, followed by center fielder A.G. Sawamura. David Aguirre bats third and plays third. Jason Del Villar bats in the cleanup spot, while Nathaniel Williams bats fifth and does the designated hitter duties. Mark Emmerman plays right field and bats sixth. Antonio Lujan is in the seventh spot. Carlos Morales bats eighth, and Israel Espinoza rounds out the order for head coach James Bishop. That's the starting lineup for the Academy Barons on their first Sunday ball game here at the Academy. It's always nice to be here at this time of the day. It's a little warm. Temperature at 79 degrees and expected to get to 81. But there is a pretty nice breeze in the city of Compton that keeps things a bit cooler than it was the previous 2 days. The Orange County Riptide are off to an 8-1 start. They're 5-0 this week, and 3 of those games have been on the road, including a 2-1 victory over the Santa Barbara Foresters, which many consider to be one of the best teams in the California Collegiate League. For the Orange County Riptide, they'll send up Eric Rodriguez. He gets to start on the mound in its first appearance for the Riptide this summer. He's actually not on the original roster, so a late addition, which we often will see here in the California Collegiate League. And we'll get you the defense behind Rodriguez in just a moment. Elijah Clayton steps in as a leadoff hitter for the Academy Barons as we try and find some information on Eric Rodriguez. First pitch to Clayton, downstairs for ball 1. Back-to-back misses from the right-hander. It's a 2-0 count to the shortstop. On the summer, Clayton makes his 6th start, second most on the team. Three straight misses to start the at-bat with Elijah Clayton. Another player in the transfer portal for the Academy Barons. Spent this past spring at Campbell University. That's over for strike 1 as Rodriguez works from behind. That's off the plate for ball 4. And just like the top half, the bottom half begins with a leadoff walk. We'll see if the Barons can respond, put some runs up on the board after the 3 spot by the Orange County Riptide in the top of the first. Clayton takes off on the first pitch. The throw down is high, and Clayton's in there with the stolen base. Clayton runs well, one of his best assets on the Academy Barons summer this year. The Barons as a team like to run. For Clayton, that's his 6th stolen base, tied for the team lead with Sawamura, who's at the plate. The Barons have 19 as a team. They've yet to be caught stealing. Successful in all 20 stolen base attempts. Sawamura slaps the next pitch foul. And a lot of times Clayton gets his stolen bases just off getting great leads. Very savvy player. Reads the moves well by pitchers. It's an 0-2 count quickly to Sawamura. Clayton takes off for third. Here's the throw down. Tag not in time. You saw that on your screen. Clayton just gets off to these huge leads at second. He knows Rodriguez isn't going to look back a third or even fourth time. And so as soon as Rodriguez starts his motion, Clayton takes off. It's a 1-2 count to Sawamura. Ball on the ground for the third baseman, only plays to first. Bradley Boudreaux records the out. But scoring on the play is Elijah Clayton. First run of the ball game for the Academy Barons. An RBI ground out for A.G. Sawamura. 1 out in the inning. Base is empty for David Aguirre. First pitch to the third baseman, runs inside. Aguirre's put together a strong start to the summer. Hitting .400, 5th start of the year, 6 hits and 15 at-bats, 1 double. He was the player of the game earlier this week as the Academy Barons defeated the Philippines baseball group for their 2nd win on the season. 2 balls and no strikes that count. Aguirre behind on the fastball. Rodriguez is at 90 on the fastball a few different times already this afternoon. He's a native to Yucaipa, California. And spent 2 seasons at Riverside Community College before transferring to the University, or Washington State University, excuse me. Cougars, not the Huskies. That's strike 2. He battles from behind and evens the count to David Aguirre. 2-2 pitch. That's a slider. Strike 3. Aguirre goes down looking. Nice find for the Orange County Riptide to get Eric Rodriguez. Another player in the transfer portal looking for a new home. 2 out. Space is empty. Bottom of the first. Jason Del Villar makes his way to the plate. Another perfectly placed pitch to begin the at-bat. Strike 1 to Del Villar. He's put together a strong start to the season. Leads the California Collegiate League with 4 home runs. Does have 3 doubles. All of his hits this season are extra base hits. It's an 0-2 count as he fouls off the next pitch. Oh-2 count. Nathaniel Williams on deck. Del Villar takes his time getting in. The 0-2. Check swing, and he lays off for ball 1. Del Villar put up some monster numbers with Cal State Monterey Bay this spring. It's a Division II school. Participates in the CCAA conference, along the likes of Cal State Dominguez Hills, Cal State LA, and a few others. That runs inside and hits Del Villar. Ricochets and hits the catcher, knocks off his mask. It extends the inning for the Academy Barons. Runner on first for Nathaniel Williams. Del Villar doesn't seem to be in any pain, which is a good sight to see. He's one of those players, because of his stance, his left foot is further out in front than his right foot. It's a closed stance. He often gets hit by a pitch. In the spring season, he was hit 12 different times. And here in the summer, already 1 week in, he's been hit 5 times. Del Villar's at first base, not a threat to run. Jarrett Sable holds the runner. First pitch to Nathaniel Williams. Williams sends the next pitch foul. While Williams was at Santa Ana College last season, he had a chance to face Eric Rodriguez as a member of Riverside City College. Next pitch is in there on the corner, or at least close to it. It's quickly a 2-strike count on Williams. Second summer with the Academy Barons. Second on the batting average, .393 on the year. Bloops one into left center field, and it gets down. Del Villar pumps the brakes at second base. And just like that, the inning continues thanks to the single by Williams. First hit of the ball game for the Academy Barons, third base runner. They're back in business as right fielder Mark Emmerman makes his way to the plate.
Coming to the plate for the Barons, number 11, Mark Emmerman.
It's the first start in the outfield for Mark Emmerman. Listed as an infielder and made a few starts at shortstop and second base. First pitch to him, down and away. Emmerman only played 9 games this past spring at San Diego State. A native to Torrance. Went to Juniposero High School in Gardena. Ball ripped into left field, and it gets down. Bishop pumps the brakes on Del Villar at third base. The throw skips off the cutoff man, but quickly gathered by the catcher Klauser. And the bases are full. Back-to-back singles by Williams and Emmerman. A chance for Antonio Lujan to, at the very least, push across another run or tie things up here in the bottom of the first. There's someone warming up in the bullpen for the Orange County Riptide. Klauser calls time and talks with his pitcher, Eric Rodriguez. Del Villar's at third base, Nathaniel Williams at second, Mark Emmerman at first. Above average speed all around on the base pass for the Barons. Lujan hitting .304 on the summer. 7th start for the Academy Barons. First pitch sends it straight back. Foul ball. 0-1 count. Lujan has 2 doubles on the summer season, 6 RBIs. Second on the team in that category. Rodriguez from the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. Kicks, deals, that's ball 1. Lujan spent these past 2 seasons at Azusa Pacific. Missed this entire spring after he suffered an injury. He's in the transfer portal, looking for a new home. Puts this one up the middle, and Rodriguez snags it. Underhands it to first base, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. unfortunate bounce for the Orange County Riptide. They lead 3-1 after the Barons put up 1 run in the bottom of the first. Top of the second when we come back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Top of the second inning, and we're joined by catcher Nigel Buckley. Thanks for making the time.
Of course, thanks for having me.
So it's your second year with the Academy Barons. What's one thing you learned from your first summer last season?
Probably have to be to just connect with the guys more. You know, you only get one summer with most of these guys, so you know it's important to build that rapport as you're here, when you're here. You know.
There was a lot of veterans last year, guys like Jimmy Welsher, Hudson LaBarbera, guys who played baseball for a long time.
Yeah.
What was something that you learned from those veteran players at the collegiate level?
The vets definitely taught me a lot last year on how to move when I'm on the field, you know, hustling on and off the field, things like that, how to take each play. And, you know, those guys have been through a lot, so they taught me a lot. And just showing me how to carry myself on the field.
It's a first pitch ball to third baseman Bradley Boudreaux. Jack Fischel still on the mound for the Academy Barons. That's ball 2 on the check swing. This past spring at Cal State Dominguez Hills, you went on to put on really good numbers, and you earned first team all conference. What was something that contributed to that strong offensive season?
The work, I would have to say the work I put in the offseason and the summer here. Guys like Tank and guys like Bishop and KT last year showing me things I could do on my own to get better and improve as a ball player. So I love coming out here, and I return because I learned so much from those guys last year. Taught me to do things a certain way and how the game's supposed to be played. So that definitely contributed.
It's a 2-2 count to Bradley Boudreaux. You mentioned KT. He's no longer the manager with the Academy Barons, but what's something you took away from your time last summer with him?
Like I said, from him, and the players reinforced it, but it really started with him showing us how to hustle on an nice play.
Lujan makes a sliding catch in left center field, but as you were saying?
Yeah, like I was saying, he reinforced it to, you know, hustle on and off the field. Little things like that, just the basics of the game, hitting off the tee, taking it back all the way down to the basics, and, you know, just showing us how to carry ourselves on the field and how winning teams and good teams become better. So learned a lot from KT for sure.
1 out in the inning. First pitch is inside to Reed Montgomery, the 9-hitter. Now, last summer you came on to the Academy Barons once the season had already started.
Yeah.
What was the process like this summer and getting you started from the very beginning of the summer season?
It was definitely smoother this year because I was able to start from the beginning. Last year I had to fill in a space last year, so I didn't really get get that same experience as most of the guys that started from the beginning. I was grateful to be here, obviously, but this year it's a little different. I get to, get settled in better, get to know the guys better, and overall have a better experience, integrating into the team.
Because you played last summer with the Academy Barons, you familiarize yourself with guys like Jason Del VR and other guys who play in your conference.
Yeah.
Was it pretty cool getting to see those guys during the spring season when your teams faced off against each other?
Yeah, of course. Nice.
Line drive into right field for the second out as Mark Emmerman hauls it in.
Yeah, playing with the guys during the summer and then eventually seeing them during the spring, it definitely is a plus when you're able to go and say what's up to them, and talk about things that happened during the summer. Also played with a lot of guys from my school, so we were able to carry those experiences into the season, and certain little inside jokes and stuff like that start to come up, and it makes playing in the summer a little better.
2 outs in the inning. Chance for Hunter Harrington. Next pitch from Fischel, down and in for 2 balls and no strikes. This year you're playing with Isaac Ocampo, a familiar face, but also Carlos Morales, who gets to start today.
Yeah.
What are some things that you've learned from other catchers, whether this summer with the Academy Barons?
Yeah, this summer we've had an opportunity to pick each other's brains. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and we all try to get each other better. Take stress off each other, whether it's in the pen or picking up guys in between innings, stuff like that, just building some good chemistry so that we're able to piggyback off each other and get better. But I've learned a lot from last summer and this summer.
Next question I'll ask you, how do you keep your legs fresh after such a long spring season? You play over 40 games with Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Yeah.
This summer has a pretty grueling schedule in the sense that there's so many games in a week. How do you keep your legs fresh and ready for the next game?
Yeah, recovery. My guys over there at MAP, Peter and Chris, get me right every single day over there. Recovery. Take recovery pretty seriously because, we're playing games every day, all the time. During the week, we have limited off days, so it's important to get that recovery in every time you get off the field before you come to the field, so you're able to put your best foot forward out there.
It's a full count to Hunter Harrington. 2 outs, nobody on base in the top of the second. We're joined by catcher Nigel Buckley for the Academy Barons. Fischel's payoff pitch. It's another foul ball. You've also worked with a lot of new pitchers this summer. Is there anything that you get from working with new pitchers as you come play here for the summer?
Yeah, just learning guys and how they operate. It's important to get into different bullpens so that you're able to adapt to whatever scenario you're in. So, you don't want to be catching the same guys every day all year and then go and do it again because, you're gonna know their tendencies easily. You're not going to get better doing that. So
this ball's hit well into left field. Lujan back, leaps, can make the grab as it clanks off the wall. A 2-out double for Harrington in the Orange County Riptide.
Yeah, but like I was saying, it's important to get different guys so that you're able to get better because, most people who don't throw the same. So you have guys that have more run, you have guys that have more cut, so you're able to work on your receiving and your blocking in different ways than if you were to catch someone you always catch. It helps a lot.
2 outs for the 2-hitter, Jared Sable. Lefty on lefty matchup for Fischel. I noticed, too, there's quite a few youngsters, guys who just graduated high school on the Academy Barons roster this summer. Do they go to you, a veteran now, for advice?
Yeah, they definitely come to me. They come to me and a number of other guys on the team who have a few years under their belt. It doesn't matter how long, really, but they just look to guys like us to give them, an inside scoop on what they can expect to see. So they ask questions like, how is fall, how is playing time dispersed, things like that, so that they're able to go in with a level head, knowing what they need to do to get on the field. Yeah.
On our way to the bottom of the second inning after the flyout to A.G. Sawamura ends the top of the second. The Orange County Riptide strand the runner on second after the two-out double by Hunter Harrington. Again, we're joined here by Nigel Buckley, one of the members of the Academy Barons. 2 summers in a row now that he plays with the Academy. What's it been like to have James Bishop, a guy that you worked with a long time here at the Academy when you were training here? Now he's the manager. What's been a big change you've noticed in the dugout this season?
Definitely the change has been, we keep the same values as last year because he was the assistant. He was still instilling, those values into us last year. But this year he has a bigger role and he's able to reinforce those with a little more authority. And training with him over the years has helped me get better. And he's a great guy for the mental side of the game, because he's been there and he knows what we're going through. He's a player too, so it's important to put guys like him so he's able to tell you what's to come. Because like you said, with the younger guys coming to guys like me for college experiences, I would go to guys like Coach Bishop so that I'm able to see what the next level is like and how I should be carrying myself at the next level. So he gives very great advice to all of us to how to get to that next level.
There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Orange County Riptide. Zach Dendecker replaces Eric Rodriguez here at the bottom of the second. So the first pitching change for head coach Brian Evans and the Riptide. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters. Carlos Morales, Israel Espinoza, and Elijah Clayton are the 3 batters due up. Again, Dendecker takes over for Eric Rodriguez. We're joined by Nigel Buckley here on the broadcast. For the bottom of the second inning, Barons trail 3-1. Now, Cal State Dominguez Hills didn't have a strong spring season. In your opinion, what do you think, not went wrong, but just where you guys came up short on?
I think we had a lot of talent, and we had a lot of guys that could do great things on the field, but we weren't able to put together all of our talents together in a way that was able to show on the win column. I felt like we did a lot of things good individually, but we were never able to come together as a team and get that win that we needed in that important moment.
It's a 1-2 count to the catcher, Carlos Morales. Going back to James Bishop, I noticed this year, too, he's incorporating a T-shirt thing. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
So I believe the T-shirts are from Underdog, he says. So it's a superhero that, was playing when he was a kid, and he was showing us, like, clips of how, he wasn't always the tallest or the strongest or the biggest guy. He was always doubted. So he kind of compares that superhero to some of the guys on our team and us as a whole, because we're always doubted. Each and every one of us was doubted at one point in our career. So it reinforces that mentality of proving other people wrong. And he gives out the shirts to people that are performing on the field. So I think the only ones that have it are the pitchers that break bats or things like that, like it's like a trophy in a way. And he uses the shirts as like a reward system to reward good playing.
It's a leadoff walk to begin the home half of the inning. Morales is at first. Israel Espinoza squares around. Bunt drifts foul on the first pitch. Nobody out. Runner on first in the bottom of the second. Barons trail by 2. You guys had your first road trip, and where you guys were at Santa Barbara last night. You guys come in late, and then you have to be here early today because of the day afternoon game. What's that turnaround like? Because you don't really experience something like that in the spring season, right?
Yeah, you don't really experience things like that in the spring and with our colleges. So it just prepares us. Oh, no. Oh, good there. Nice.
Very fortunate to beat that tag as Morales stays at first.
Yeah, we don't have that type of experience in the spring in college, and it's important to come out here for the summer so you're able to get those type of experiences, because at the next level, which all of us are striving to play at, the next level, those things are normal. Those things are.
Next pitch is lifted into the air. Left side of the infield. Chance for Connor Barth, the shortstop. And that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, those things are normal when you get to the next level that each and every one of us strive to get to. And Bishop tells us how, you know, these things are normal, and you will experience this, and it's important to come out here so you're able to get those experiences. You're not always going to be comfortable. You're not always going to have your body at 100% each and every day. So it's important to come out here and perform at your best each and every day, regardless of the turnaround time. So we got a taste of that last night going into this morning.
First pitch is a ball to Elijah Clayton. Carlos Morales still at first base and 1 out in the inning. Speaking of the next level, was there a player you really admired watching when you were growing up as a kid?
Growing up as a kid, I loved watching David Ortiz, Big Papi. He was always the one hitting all the homers, you know. He had showing off all the power. Didn't really have the speed tool and all the rest of the tools like that, but, you know, he can really hit. So growing up, looking up to a guy like that, I modeled my game after him, and I would watch highlights of him all the time. So it's definitely a big inspiration for me growing up, baseball-wise.
While at the academy, whether with the Barons or as you were training here growing up, did you have a chance to meet any other big leaguers that came across this path?
Yeah, I had the chance to meet Hunter Green up here when I was coming up. You know, obviously a great pitcher in the league now, but back then he was telling us all of the things that he was experiencing in his high school, college years. So it gave us an inside scoop to like how to approach a game from a big leaguer, from a person who actually did what we wanted to do. So having guys like that around the academy is important, and it's important to come up here so you're able to meet those type of guys.
It's a walk to put runners on first and second. Chance for A.G. Sawamura. Center fielder takes the first pitch inside. Do you have a favorite thing to snack on while you're in the dugout on days like today?
I'm a big seed guy. I love seeds. If you ask anybody, I'm always the guy with the seeds. So, you know, I got to keep a couple bags on me at all times. But, you know, I feel like it's just a baseball thing to do, is to eat seeds. But I'm pretty extreme with it, though.
What flavor?
My favorite flavor is cracked pepper. I love the cracked pepper with the spits. But, you know, any one of them can play on each and every day. I can't do the pickle, though. I really don't like the dill pickle. But the rest of them play. The rest of them play really good. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about being in the dugout on a day like today where you have the day off?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a favorite chirp or something that you guys do in the dugout, but is there anything you really enjoy about that part?
Yeah, it's off days could be fun, too, because, you know, you have all the guys in the dugout chirping at the other team, you know, encouraging our guys and cheering on. You know, it's you get the other side of baseball you don't get when you're on the field and you're focused. You know, you get to relax a little and you know, enjoy the summer ball environment a little more on days like these. So I'm grateful for it.
2-2 count after the foul ball by Sawamura. Do you have a go-to pregame meal that you eat before game days?
Pregame meal, I would probably, well, since we go mornings most time, it would probably be breakfast. I like eggs and bacon. Make like an egg sandwich a lot of the times. Gets me going, gets me fueled up for the game.
Ball hit on the ground for the second baseman, over to first or to second for one. But they only get the lead runner. Sawamura beats it out at first on a fielder's choice, and there's runners at the corners.
Yeah.
Is there a go-to post-game meal that you have after games that you like to eat?
Post-game, on days like these where I have an early start the next day, I don't want to eat too heavy. But on days where we have an off day or maybe we have a later game the next day, I'll eat, something I like on the way home. But days like these, you don't want to eat too heavy, so next day you're not, slouching around and stuff like that.
There's a lot of guys from your high school, from Junipero and Gardena.
Yeah.
What's that like to be able to play with some of the guys that you played in high school with during summer ball?
Yeah, that's a really special part. Oh, that's a good swing, yes.
This ball kicks off
Great
the second
swing.
baseman, Fitzpatrick. It gets into right field. 2 runs come in to score.
Oh, yeah.
Sawamura safe at third. And just like that, it's a tie ball game.
David's hot.
Yeah, he is.
But playing with guys like Mark Emmerman
Number 24, Jason
and Mari Hackett that went to my school, it's a real special part of summer ball. A lot of these guys I've played with on certain teams, like my high school, like travel ball coming up. So being able to play with them later on in our careers is definitely a special moment that you don't get a lot of the times. I fully.
Del Villar skies one into shallow right center field.
Oh,
Fitzpatrick
drop.
can't see it. And Sawamura
Hit there.
gets to home plate for the 4th run of the ball game. Wacky play, but that's what happens on afternoon games.
Yeah, that's son got to him right there. It's a knock.
Is there 1 out or 2 outs? So there's 1 out in the inning. There was some confusion about that. Del Villar ends up at second. And I think because Fitzpatrick didn't touch it, that's just
Yeah.
a double.
Yeah.
Can't account for the sun and give him an error. Extends the inning for Nathaniel Williams. Runners in scoring position. 1 out. Barons lead 4-3. What would you say is a big adjustment from Cal State Dominguez Hills and playing in Division II in the spring versus playing summer ball in the different programs here in the CCL?
Yeah, you definitely get a mix of the divisions in the CCL. Mostly D1 guys, though. That's why it's important for me to come out here to see the talent out here. But the change in the divisions isn't very much. Most of the time, it's probably just better pitching as you go up. So playing with and against all of these guys, we are able to make each other better. Whether you're on either team, you're able to make each other better.
Aguirre tags up from
There.
third base, and he gets in safely.
Nice.
5-3 ball game on the sac fly
Nice.
RBI by Williams. There's 2 outs. Del Villar
Let's go.
stays at second base. A couple more questions with Nigel Buckley.
Yeah.
What's a piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
Piece of advice probably be to keep going. I would give myself that advice now too, but especially back then, I was in between playing a whole bunch of sports. Just trying to find what I would choose to focus my career on, my long-term career on. So I would just say keep going, and just make sure to work hard, because there's other people out there that are working when you're not. So just keep that in mind, how many people you're actually going up against and competing for a spot with. And also to be grateful for where I'm at and where I will be. That's probably what I would be saying to my younger self.
And then last question,
Yeah.
is there a food spot in your hometown that you really love that you want to shout out?
My hometown? Earl's. I would have to say Earl's.
Okay.
They're kind of like a family to me. Since I remember, we've been going to Earl's, getting turkey burgers, whole family. So shout out to Earl's Grill. Yeah.
Again, that's Nigel Buckley on the air. When we come back, we'll have the top of the 3rd inning. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Big bottom of the second inning for the Academy Barons, where they push across 4 runs and they take their first lead of the afternoon. It's a 5-3 ball game. Jack Fischel to face the 3-4-5 hitters in the top of the third. Count even at 1-1 to Cooper Klauser. We had Nigel Buckley on during the second inning. Big thanks to him for stopping by the press box. Next pitch misses everything and rolls to the backstop. Fischel's at 47 pitches. Labored through the first inning, but only allowed 3 runs, and kind of a couple questionable calls in that first inning that allowed that first run to come in. Next pitch is over for strike 2. Count even to the catcher, Klauser. But we'll recap that second inning because there was a lot going on that we didn't get to catch you all up on because we had the interview. Fischel beats Klauser to the bag for the first out. Nice play by both Del Villar, the first baseman, and Fischel coming off the mound for the first out. So in the bottom of the second, the Barons started off the inning with the walk to Morales. Israel Espinoza popped out. Elijah Clayton then drew a walk. There was runners on first and second. And we thought initially A.G. Sawamura hit into a fielder's choice because Fitzpatrick, the second baseman, went to the shortstop Barth at second. They called that runner safe at second base because Barth's foot came off the bag. That then loaded the bases for David Aguirre. And David Aguirre came through, scored 2 runs on the RBI single. That is what tied things up and made it a 3-3 ball game. And then Jason Del Villar doubled, which scored A.G. Sawamura. And then Nathaniel Williams hit a sacrifice fly to score David Aguirre. 2-1 count. That's strike 2. Fischel back to work quickly. You can always appreciate when a pitcher has a fast pace on the mound. Makes the game go by a lot faster. Next pitch runs inside. Fischel gave up 3 runs in the first, none in the second. Only allowed 1 base runner. A 2-out double given up to Hunter Harrington. Barth was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. And he's hit again. That slider runs too far inside from Fischel. 1 out. Runner on first. There's a connection between the battery today. Jack Fischel and Carlos Morales both played this past spring at Santa Ana College, so familiarity between the two. Del Villar's at first, holding the runner. And the first pitch lands on the front door to Zach Woodson. He struck out swinging. Only strikeout for Jack Fischel in his outing. This ball's hit weakly on the ground, and it gets through into right field. Emmerman gets to it quickly, but there's runners on first and second for the Orange County Riptide offense. Second time through the order. First start of the summer for Fischel. He wasn't used as a starter at all for the Santa Ana College Dons in the spring season. We'll see how that impacts his outing, how long he can go, and the adjustments he can make on the mound during the second time through the lineup. First pitch dives outside. Landry stamps, takes ball 1. Rolls over, pulls the next pitch foul down the first base line. Count evens at 1-1. Barth at second, Woodson at first. Another foul ball to the right side. Count moves to 1-2. Jack Fischel's at 60 pitches, which is sort of the max right now that pitching coach A.J. Monterez wants to use. Gotta imagine this will be his last inning if he can get out of it. There's a left-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Academy Barons. Ball hit softly, foul territory. Aguirre gives it a look, but can't get to it in time. Stays a 2-strike count. Stamps on the season is hitting .222. It's his 6th start of the year, 4 hits and 19 at-bats. He was another hit batter in the first inning. He was caught stealing to end the first inning. Fischel makes a move to second, no one there for the throw. Miscommunication between the two, and that's where that chemistry still needs to be built between a lot of the pitchers and the infielders. On the previous pitch, Clayton went to cover the bag. Fischel just went home with it. And then on that last play, Fischel made the move to second. Clayton had already backed out. Swing and a miss. Stamps goes down via the strikeout, and there's 2 outs in the inning. That leaves it up to Dennis Fitzpatrick. Top of the 3rd, 2 runners on, 2 outs. Fitzpatrick had the 2 RBI single in the first inning. And he gave the Riptide their 3-0 lead as both Clouser and Barth came in to score. First pitch sails outside. Breeze blowing out towards right center field. Fischel kicks, deals, this ball's on the ground, and it gets past Espinoza. Emmerman gets to it quickly, guns it home. Del Villar cuts it off, and the strong throw keeps the runner at third base. But Fitzpatrick comes through and loads the bases. Chance for Bradley Boudreau. Boudreau flew out to left field. There's 2 outs in the inning. James Bishop calls time. He's looked over to the bullpen a few times, but hasn't made a motion just yet. It's a quick conversation. So Bishop, I think, maybe telling Fischel, this is the gas guy that you're going to face. Get this guy and you finish the inning. And if you don't, well, we'll bring in the reliever. Strong outing, though, for Jack Fischel in his first start in quite some time. We'll have to go back and look to see if he started at Lindenwood. But he did not start this past spring for Santa Ana College, so it's been at least a year. First pitch, foul territory, and it drifts out of play. Barth, the runner, at third. Woodson at second. Fitzpatrick at first. A lot of these Riptide players run well. Fischel from the third base side of the rubber. Gets a foul ball to the right side. Fischel's not the hardest thrower, but does a nice job of mixing up his speeds. We've seen a lot of players be very early or very late on his balls. It's a 2-strike count. We'll see what the approach is for Fischel. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that ends the inning. The Riptide strand the bases loaded, and Fischel comes through with 2 strikeouts to end the inning. On the way to the bottom of the 3rd, leading things off for the Academy Barons when we come back is Antonio Lujan. Antonio Lujan to lead things off for the Academy Barons. New pitcher on the mound for the Orange County Riptide. Big right-hander by the name of Jackson Jordan. A native to Plano, Texas. He spent this past spring with Florida Atlantic University. The Owls is their mascot. And the next pitch runs outside. We were here with Nigel Buckley, catcher for the Academy Barons, and we're talking about the different players that come from all over in different divisions. We have players from Division II like Antonio Lujan and Buckley, but also guys from the JUCO level, guys from the Division I level, and multiple different places even outside of that, Division III, NAIA, and so on and so forth. But Jackson Jordan, the new pitcher, has a 1-2 count to Lujan. It's a 5-3 ball game in the bottom of the third. Barons have scored in each of their first 2 innings. 1 run in the first, 4 in the second, on what was a wacky inning to say the least. Lujan lunges for this one, sends it up the middle. Long time for Connor Barth, and he makes the throw for the first out. Lujan stumbled after he swung on that pitch, and that was going to take him a long time to get to first. Seems to be okay. Chance for the catcher, Carlos Morales. He led the inning off with a single, and he drives this one into deep center field. Montgomery back at the track, and he makes the catch for a loud out number 2.
Number 27, Israel Espinosa.
Morales certainly has the power. That time didn't get all of that one. And that's the adjustment these hitters have to make when they are swinging an aluminum bat in the spring, but a wooden bat in the summer. A lot harder to lead the yard. 2 outs, nobody on base for Israel Espinosa. He popped up to short in his last at-bat. First pitch is in the dirt. In his first at-bat, Espinosa was asked to put a sacrifice bunt on the first pitch and went foul to the first base side. Then a couple pitches later, he popped up. That's over for strike 2. Jordan works quickly. The 1-2 to Espinosa. He lifts it into the air, right center field. Montgomery there. And that's the third out of the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for the Orange County Riptide defense. That'll send us to the top of the 4th. Through 3 complete innings, the Barons lead 5-3 over the Riptide on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back with the action in just a moment. Top of the fourth inning here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Barons have a 5-3 lead over first place Orange County Riptide. The Riptide are 8-1 to start the season, while the Academy Barons are 3-4. But in 3 of those 4 losses, they've lost by 1 run. So they've been in a lot of ball games to start the season. Carlos Morales called time to quickly talk to his new pitcher, Daniel Rivera. The southpaw takes over for Jack Fischel. That's one thing the Barons have a lot of this summer, is left-handers. They have 11 left-handers on the roster. Rivera will take on the 9-1 two-hitters. Reed Montgomery to lead things off. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. For Rivera, it's his 3rd appearance on the summer season. He's pitched 5 innings, has only given up 3 hits, 9 strikeouts to 2 walks. He's been a strikeout artist for the Barons in a small sample size. Has yet to give up a run. Next pitch, lifted into the air. Left side of the infield, Clayton. No, it's Aguirre, and he can't make the grab. That'll go down as a hit since it didn't make contact with the glove. That's a tough one for the youngster because Clayton, the shortstop, did call and say he had it. Aguirre is the closest defender, but sometimes the shortstop has a better angle of it coming over from the shortstop side. You usually give way to the shortstop when you're in the infield to make that type of play. A learning experience for David Aguirre. First pitch runs high and tight. Throw down to first, and Del Villar leaps to make the grab. Hunter Harrington has reached twice, a double in the second, a walk in the first. That's at the letters, but it's ball 2. Del Villar holds the runner at first. Montgomery has good speed. Montgomery fouls off the next pitch. Two-one count to Harrington. Pulls back the bunt attempt. Rivera falls behind. 3 balls and 1 strike. Rough start to the inning. Against a team like the Riptide, you almost have to be perfect and make plays like the one we just saw that Aguirre couldn't make. Runner takes off for second. Throw goes to first. Del Villar throws to Clayton. Tag is in time. A runner caught stealing. Score that 1-3-6 for the first out of the inning. It's so hard to go and steal against a left-hander, especially when they have a move like Rivera. You're taught to go on first motion, but that time comes back and bite Montgomery. 1 out of the inning. That's on the edge for strike 2. That ball's fouled off. Harrington takes a lap around the home plate. The incoming freshman will be a Stanford Cardinal this upcoming season. Time is called by Harrington at the plate right as Rivera was starting his motion. Stanford, of course, plays in the ACC, but they're transitioning back to the Pac-12. Spills ball hit on the ground for Elijah Clayton to his right. Strong throw to get the speedy Harrington, and that's the second out of the inning. Going to his right, Clayton looks very smooth. We We've seen him make a few plays like that, whether deep in the hole or on the run charging. Very talented infielder here for the Academy Barons. Lefty on lefty matchup for Jared Sable. Rivera from the windup. Puts the first pitch over for strike one. Sable's 0 for 2. Both flyouts to center field. That's ball one. Just off the plate. Rivera kicks, deals. It's foul ball out of play behind us at the press box. 1 ball, 2 strike count to the first baseman. Sable redshirted this past spring at USC, member of the Big Ten Conference now. So weird seeing these teams in California in different conferences. Sable fouls off another. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another 1-2 pitch from Rivera. Over the pitcher's head. Clayton slides to his left. A smooth play by the shortstop for the 3rd out of the inning. Daniel Rivera faces the minimum. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Top of the order due up for the Academy Barons. Elijah Clayton to start things off when we come back.
What player on the Barons would make the best head coach? I think Jimmy for sure.
Jimmy Welsher. He has all the tools.
Yo, I got to go with Jimmy too. Welsh, he just knows ball. I think he'd be a good coach. I trust him with my kid in the future.
Going with the Tommy Gooden.
Give me Jacob Konoski.
Trevor Schmidt. Easy answer. Jimmy Welsher, Jimmy Hoffa.
Jay Klinoski.
I think the best head coach would be my boy right here, Hondo. From the side.
I think I'd have to give it to probably one of the youngsters, probably Campo or Chip. I feel like they would make it. Campo he's our catcher. He's been calling games all summer.
Best head coach, honestly, Jimmy's probably a good pick. He's been in the game, or Klinoski. He's been in the game a while, so that's probably best option.
Easy answer. I choose myself.
Top of the order due up for the Academy Barons, and Elijah Clayton takes strike one. Jackson Jordan still on the mound for the Orange County Riptide. Worked a clean 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 3rd. Spins the next pitch in a dirt. It's a 2-0 count to Clayton. The shortstop has drawn 2 walks today. That misses inside. It's 2-1. The first pitch was called a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to the shortstop. Third pitcher used by the Riptide. Clayton sends it up the middle, and a leadoff single for the Academy Barons. The right-hander on the mound. Expect Clayton to be aggressive on the base pass. He stole 2nd and 3rd in the 1st inning against the starter Eric Rodriguez. Yeah, 7 stolen bases on the summer season already. Barons have 22 as a team. Decent sized lead at first. Salomon pulls back the bunt attempt. Throw down to first, not in time. Quick move back to first. That's one thing we haven't seen a pitcher do while at or with Elijah Clayton on first base. Just make a lot of throws over, and that's the second one of the at-bat. Especially here at this level in the California Collegiate League, there's no limit to how many times you could pick off like there is at other levels. Ball lifted into the air. Chance for the shortstop, Barth. That's the first out of the inning. All those balls can be trouble. They look routine maybe on your screen, but the sun directly overhead, because it is an afternoon game, first one that we've had here at the Academy this season. And so the sun has certainly impacted a few balls in play. Chance for David Aguirre. He hit the 2 RBI single in the second inning. Clayton takes off on the first pitch. The throw down, not going to be in time. The speedster has 3 stolen bases in the afternoon. Wouldn't be surprised if he took third, if he's able to get a great jump on Jordan's timing. It's a 1-0 count to the third baseman, Aguirre. Drove in 2 runs on the single in the second. Came around to score on the sacrifice fly by Williams. Comes up empty on the swing. Aguirre is a player who redshirted this past season at LMU. But a native to Pico Rivera, went to El Rancho High School. He's been itching for playing time, and he certainly made the most of it here this summer season. Clayton takes off for third. This ball's hit up the middle. Only plays to Jordan. He underhands it to first in time for the second out of the inning. In the meantime, Clayton's up at third base. A runner 90 feet away, but 2 outs in the inning for the Barons offense. They send up Jason Del Villar. Del Villar picked up a hit because of the sun in his last at-bat. Ball hit just over the head of Dennis Fitzpatrick at second. He couldn't make the grab in shallow right center. First pitch down and away to Del Villar. It wasn't the hardest hit ball that we'll see Del Villar hit, but nonetheless it was a hit. He's reached base twice. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. 5th time that's happened this season. Hits one into the air in center field. Montgomery drifts over to his left, and that's the third out of the inning. Clayton gets all the way to third, but he's stranded there to end the bottom of the 4th. Through 4 complete innings, the Barons lead 5-3 over the Orange County Riptide. When we come back, the Riptide will send up their 3, 4, 5 hitters. Heart of the order for Daniel Rivera when we come back. Top of the 5th inning, Cooper Klauser to lead things off for the Orange County Riptide. They have 3 runs off 6 hits, no errors. The Barons have 5 runs off 6 hits and no errors as well. Pretty clean defensive game. However, while there is no statistical error, if you're here at the field or have been watching the live stream the entire time, you know there was a few balls impacted by the sun. Balls that were dropped that should have been caught. Always tough during this time of the day. It's a 2-0 count to Cooper Klauser. Next pitch from Rivera. Chopper up the middle, another chance for Clayton. Crosses second base and makes the throw over to first in time. 1 out of the inning. That's 4 straight retired by Daniel Rivera on the mound since coming into the ball game. Very talented left-hander. Barons have a lot of those at their disposal. Rivera, another native to Yucaipa, deep in the Inland Empire. He'll take on the shortstop Connor Barth. Rivera spent this past spring at Vanguard. First pitch skips away from Morales, ball 1. 1 out, nobody on base. Barth hasn't recorded an at-bat today. He's been hit twice. The next pitch is at the knees. Rivera from the windup. That one's below the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. While at Vanguard, Rivera got action as a pitcher, but also as a hitter. He appeared in 26 games, either defensively or with an at-bat for the Vanguard offense. Made 11 pitching appearances and struggled on the mound. It's nice to see him start off the summer season strong. But that ball gets away. It bounces in front of the batter. That's ball 4. One out base runner for the Orange County Riptide. Zach Woodson steps in. So Barth still doesn't have an at-bat this afternoon. Hit by a pitch twice and walked. He's at first base. Delviar holds the runner. And the first pitch to Woodson at the knees for strike 1. In the 4th inning, Rivera picked off Reed Montgomery to start the inning off for the first out. Rivera kicks and deals. Next pitch is low and away. It's the 3rd appearance on the summer for Rivera. Has yet to allow a run this summer season. That's on the edge of the zone for strike 2. Woodson has been a strikeout victim once already. The 1-2 pitch from Rivera. Woodson lifts it into the air, foul territory, and it gets down near the Barons bullpen. We'll do it again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Woodson gets the start in right field, and there hasn't been a ball hit his way defensively. It's been quiet in right. Landry Stamps is the batter on deck. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Woodson goes down for the strikeout. 2nd time today, and there's 2 outs in the inning. It's a tough day for lefties. Both Jack Fischel and Daniel Rivera have been sharp. Jack Fischel went 3 innings, picked up 3 strikeouts. Last one by Rivera is his first on the outing. He'll take on another lefty, and Stamps is well behind on the fastball. Oh, 1 count to start the DH. Stamps was hit by a pitch in the first inning. That's the only time he's reached. He was a strikeout victim in the third. Moved to first to check in on Barth, and he's back in with the slide. Would be huge for the Barons to pick up a win and move back to 500 to end the week. 3-4 on the season. And this would be a win against the first place team in the California Collegiate League. Riptide are 8-1. Still early on the season. These teams will play about 35, 36 games. So still a long ways to go, but a win today could build the Barons' confidence going forward. They try and gather some momentum here in the early goings of the season. 2-1 count to Stamps. Runner takes off for second. Stamps lifts it into right field. High and deep, Emmerman over towards the gap and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the 1-out walk doesn't come back to bite Rivera on the mound. And that's how the inning comes to an end. Bottom of the 5th inning when we return, Nathaniel Williams to lead things off for the Academy Barons after a quick commercial break. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Orange County Riptide. It's a right-hander by the name of Sean York. He spent these past 2 seasons at Citrus Community College. Actually, we'll have to check if he spent 2 seasons there or just 1, because Citrus College did have a new head coach this past spring, as the Chaffee coach moved from Chaffee to Citrus, and he brought over a lot of players. But the first pitch he throws is a foul ball to Nathaniel Williams. Nonetheless, Sean York with Citrus College had to face Santa Ana College during the postseason a few weeks ago in the month of May. Williams fouls off another. He's down in the count 0-2. Right-hander goes from the windup. That foul ball straight back into the net. Bottom of the 5th inning. Barons lead 5-3. Both teams have been scoreless since the second inning. Pitching has been solid on both ends. York kicks, deals, puts one outside as he goes for the backdoor slider. Williams fouls off the next pitch and stays alive. York was one of the stronger arms for the Citrus College pitching staff, however, did not make an appearance in that Santa Ana College series. Appeared in 16 games for the Owls, started 4 of them, finished with an ERA at 5.19. That runs high and tight, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Picked up 2 wins, also 1 save. In 35 innings, he picked up 44 strikeouts. That's the numbers on Sean York's spring season. Williams puts one on the ground for the second baseman, Fitzpatrick. And that's the first out of the inning. Four straight batters retired for the Barons offense, going back to the 4th inning. They stranded Elijah Clayton at third base to end the 4th inning. In the summer, it's the second appearance for Sean York. He only pitched 1 other inning, picked up 2 strikeouts, and did give up 1 hit. He'll take on Mark Emmerman, right fielder. Looks at ball 1. Emmerman singled in the 1st inning, lined out to the first baseman, Sable, in his last at-bat in the 2nd. Check swing. That ball goes foul to the right side. We'll reset the defense for you as well in this half of the inning. Cooper Klauser behind the plate. Bradley Boudreaux at third base. Connor Barth at short. Dennis Fitzpatrick at second. Jared Sable at first. Hunter Harrington in left. Reed Montgomery in center. Zach Woodson is in right field. Emmerman takes ball 2 downstairs. Another player in the transfer portal for the Academy Barons, looking for a new home. He'll be a sophomore this upcoming season. Only appeared in 8 games for the San Diego State Aztecs. Yanks the pitch foul towards Coach James Bishop at third base. Emmerman entered today with a .278 batting average. It's his 5th start of the summer. He has 2 doubles on the summer season. That ball nearly hits Emmerman as he ducks out of the way. We had Nigel Buckley on during the 2nd inning. And both Buckley and Emmerman went to the same high school, Junipero High School in Gardena. Full count. Next pitch to Emmerman. He stays alive and sends it foul. Home plate umpire asks for more baseballs from the Academy Barons dugout. Another payoff pitch from York. Emmerman pulls it towards the third baseman. Boudreaux snags it, uses the grass, and the throw's just in time for the 2nd out of the inning. Savvy move by Boudreaux at third base. He knew he wasn't going to get enough on the throw or load up quickly in time to catch the fast Emmerman out of the batter's box. So he went with the quick throw, and he used the grass to bounce it to his first baseman, Sable. 2 outs for Antonio Lujan. First pitch runs in and gets his front leg. First hit batter by York on the summer season. And he continues for Carlos Morales.
Number 37, Carlos Morales.
These two teams will take on each other in Orange County at the Great Park in Irvine, Tuesday, June 16th at 7 p.m. That'll be the next time these two teams play. So back-to-back games against each other, just in different ballparks. 2 outs, runner on first. Small lead at first by Lujan, and the first pitch from York is over for strike 1. Morales drew a walk in the second inning, came around to score, then flew out to center field in the third. Ball that was well hit, but enough time for Reed Montgomery to get to it, just underneath. Sable holds the runner at first. York kicks, deals, puts this one up the middle. A chance for Fitzpatrick. He throws over to first on the charge, and that's the third out of the inning. No action again here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Top of the 6th, and Dennis Fitzpatrick to lead things off for the Orange County Riptide when we come back. Daniel Rivera returns to the mound for the Academy Barons. He's been sharp in all 3 of his outings this summer season. A promising young left-hander who just finished his freshman year at Vanguard. Vanguard had a tough season. They played in the Pac West and finished last place in the conference. Both Daniel Rivera and Shamir Marshall, another left-hander on the Academy Barons roster, spent time with the Vanguard Lions last spring. Rivera gets his last few warm-up pitches. Carlos Morales gets his throw down, and it's the bottom third of the order due up for the Orange County Riptide. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. First Sunday game here at the Academy. We'll get you the upcoming schedule as well for the Academy Barons, as we mix it in through the inning and also reset the defense for you. We mentioned Carlos Morales behind the plate. Jason Del Villar at first, Israel Espinoza at second, Elijah Clayton at short, and David Aguirre at third. Rivera wanted that pitch, but it's ruled ball 1. That's how we get things started against Fitzpatrick. In the outfield, Antonio Lujan in left, A.G. Sawamura in center, Mark Emmerman in right. Count moves to 1-1. A pitch at the knees. Next week, everyone has Monday off, but the Barons return to action with the road game in Irvine as they take on the OC Riptide. Ball hit on the ground. Aguirre bodies it up, regathers, throw to first in time. That's how you put your body on the line, and there's 1 out in the inning. It's his first start of the summer at third base. He's played second most of the time. Versatile infielder. Kid in the transfer portal. And whoever lands him, gonna get a good one. After Tuesday's road game, the Barons return home for 3 straight home games. Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday this upcoming week. First pitch swinging. Boudreaux sends it into the air. Lazy fly ball for Sawamura in center. And that's the second out. So for those home games coming up this week, on Wednesday the 17th, they host the Conejo Oaks. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. On Thursday, they host the San Luis Obispo Blues. And on Saturday the 20th, they'll host the Conejo Oaks. First pitch scheduled at 6:05 for all those ball games. First pitch to Montgomery is just off the plate. Then on Sunday, the 21st, that's Father's Day, they'll travel to Irvine again for their second ball game at the Great Park. Montgomery skies it into the air. Out of play behind us at the press box. Count evens at 1-1. The center fielder's 1 for 2 today. A single in the 4th, but was picked off quickly by Rivera on the mound. Rivera has only allowed 2 base runners and quickly erased one of them with the pickoff move. But that's the upcoming schedule for the Academy Barons. They're in a tough part of their schedule this weekend. Got back in from Santa Barbara late last night around 11 p.m. and had to get up early to be here at the ballpark by 9:30. Sawamura catches another in center field, and that's another 1-2-3 inning for Daniel Rivera. He's at 40 pitches in his outing. Very efficient, and 2 strong outings by 2 left-handers in Jack Fischel and Daniel Rivera. My name is Noah Alvarez. We'll turn it over to the bottom of the 6th, and when we come back, it'll be Israel Espinoza to lead things off for the Barons. New pitcher on the mound for the Orange County Riptide. It's a right-hander by the name of Brandon Weiland. Local kid who grew up in Anaheim Hills, played at Esperanza, and then spent 2 seasons at Cypress College before transferring over to Utah Tech. He takes over in the bottom of the 6th inning. Israel Espinoza to lead things off for the Academy Barons. First pitch, slow dribbler up the middle for the shortstop Barth. Quick throw, and that's the first out of the inning. For Weiland, it's his third appearance on the summer. He's pitched 2 innings. He's given up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of which have been earned. He has 1 strikeout to 1 walk early in the summer season. Back to the top of the order for Elijah Clayton. He's been a problem today for the Riptide defense. Has reached 3 different times, has 3 stolen bases. He holds up on his swing. That's strike 1. Clayton shakes his head. He can't believe it. It's at the letters. We haven't seen that called a strike earlier today. 0-1 count for Weiland. In a similar spot. And that's ball 1. Nobody on base, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. That pitch misses downstairs. The Barons are coming off a tough loss to the Santa Barbara Foresters yesterday. Final score was 6-5. The Barons tied it up 5-5 in the top of the 9th. However, couldn't keep the Foresters off the scoreboard in the home half. It's a 3-1 count to Clayton. Clayton got the start yesterday, hit 2 for 5 in the leadoff spot. That seems to be the recipe that head coach James Bishop and the coaching staff likes. Clayton batting leadoff, getting on base, letting him be aggressive on the base paths, and he reaches for the 4th time today. It's his 3rd walk of the afternoon. So the speedster Clayton is at first base. Sable holds. We'll see what the approach is for Weiland. Sawamura to the plate. First pitch outside. Sawamura reached in the 2nd inning. Picked up an RBI ground out in the 1st. First move to first base. And Sawamura popped up to the shortstop in the 4th inning. Back-to-back moves. The ball gets away from Sable, but not far enough. Big lead at first. Clayton bolts for second base, and Sawamura sends the next pitch foul. Clayton returns to the bag. It's a 1-1 count. While at Utah Tech, Weiland pitched in 12 innings for the Blazers this past spring. Was a key player for the Cypress Chargers for 2 seasons. Another move to Sable at first, tag not in time. It was 2 seasons ago when the Cypress Chargers won the Orange Empire Conference. Very tough and competitive conference. That ball's up and away, maybe a pitch out. Clayton stays at first. Weiland set. Clayton takes off again. Sawamura lifts one high into right field. First chance for Zach Woodson. Clayton retreats, and Woodson has trouble in the outfield. It kicks off his glove. 2 runners on board, and that's going to be an error on the right fielder. Now, if you're asking yourself, hey, why is that one an error and the other 2 or 3 earlier in the game were not considered errors? when the ball doesn't make contact with the glove and the fielder doesn't see it because of the sun, well, that always goes down as a hit. But that time, Woodson might have had trouble with the sun, but it didn't impact him enough because he did make contact. The ball was in his glove and popped out. So that's going to go down as an error on the right fielder. Runners on first and second, one out for David Aguirre. He leans out of the first pitch. The third baseman's 1 for 3 today. Made a nice play defensively in the top half of the inning. Bodied up a hard hit ball at the hot corner. Front door breaking ball finds its mark. Another player in the transfer portal. Will be a sophomore. Or might be a redshirt freshman this upcoming season, since he redshirted this past spring. Ball hit softly. Takes a weird bounce for Barth at short. He gets the lead runner at second. Or the middle runner at second. There's 2 outs. But Aguirre's up at first. And runners at the corners for Jason Del Villar. That was going to be a tough play for Barth as it hit off the lip of the grass. Instead of taking a traditional bounce, which would have been up towards his waist, completely died and went flat, and he had to reach down towards his shoe tops to make that play. Went the short way to second base. No chance for Fitzpatrick to throw on the first. Del Villar swings at the first pitch and sends it back. Picked up a hit in the second inning. He's 1 for 2 today. A hit batter in the first. Brandon Weiland is the 5th pitcher used by the OC Riptide. Bullpen game. Still early in the season. That misses down and in. Count even at 1-1 to Del Villar. Aguirre doesn't have a stolen base attempt today, but he has 2 on the season, and he's at first. Wouldn't be surprised if the Barons put him in motion, try and draw a throw that scores clean from third. But with Del Villar at the plate, one of your better hitters, you might just keep both runners at bay. Try and let your cleanup hitter do the damage. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Del Villar is another player who went the JUCO route. After high school, he spent 2 seasons at San Bernardino Valley. Throw to first to check in on Aguirre. While he played with the Wolverines, he appeared in 70 ball games, hit .337, including a .354 batting average his sophomore season. Aguirre takes off for second, no throw. There's 2 runners in scoring position after the stolen base. Pitch is over for strike 2. Big spot for Del Villar and the Barons offense as they look for more insurance runs. 2-2, Del Villar stays alive and sends one into the Barons bullpen. That sophomore year at San Bernardino Valley earned Del Villar a scholarship to Sonoma State, where he spent the 2025 season. However, he was injured, did not play in any games that year. And of course, Sonoma State announced that they canceled all their collegiate athletic programs. So he had to find a new home. Del Villar can't catch up to the fastball. Strike 3. That brings the inning to a close. Through 6 complete innings, the Barons lead 5-3. Both teams have been held off the scoreboard since the second inning. We'll see if that changes in the latter half of the ball game. Top of the order due up for the Orange County Riptide when we come back. Another lovely day here at the Compton Youth Academy. 78 degrees outside and feels a lot nicer than that. The breeze has been steady, blowing out towards left center field now. Top of the order due up for the Orange County Riptide in the top of the 7th inning. Hunter Harrington, Jared Sable, and Cooper Klauser, the 3 batters due up. Second time through the lineup for Daniel Rivera as he tries to go for his 4th complete inning of work. Jack Fischel started the ball game and went 3. He threw 68 pitches in those 3 innings. Daniel Rivera took over in the 4th. Montgomery, or Harrington, foul tips it into the glove, and it's a quick 0-2 count to the left fielder. Harrington doubled in the 2nd inning, drew a walk in the 1st. It comes up empty on the swing. The ball skips away from Morales. Quick throw to first. It's going to be in time. Bang, bang play at first base, and Carlos Morales comes through on the throw. It's a tough one as a catcher, especially to the third base side. If that ball skips away, you're hoping that it skips away to the first base side. So it's a longer throw for the catcher, but Morales, a veteran, made it look easy. 1 out, nobody on base for Jared Sable. 0 for 3 today. The Riptide last had a base runner in the 5th inning, and their last hit came in the 4th inning. Count even at 1-1 to the first baseman. Sable hits it into left field. Lujan comes in a few steps and grabs it on the run for the 2nd out. 7 straight batters retired by Daniel Rivera. Rivera from the windup. First pitch to the 3-hitter, Cooper Klauser. It's on the outer half. Klauser hit an RBI single in the 1st, but has been quiet since. 0 for 2 with 2 ground balls. The last was a ground ball to Clayton. He's been busy at short today. A lot of opportunity for another member in the transfer portal. 1-1 count to the catcher, Klauser. Next pitch is sent foul and out of play. It's a 2-strike count. Klauser is a native to Tempe, Arizona. Going to be a sophomore this upcoming season. Sends it into the air, shallow left center field. Clayton ranges over towards the line, and he makes the grab on the run. Heads up instinct by Elijah Clayton at short. Another 1-2-3 inning for Daniel Rivera in the top of the 7th. The bottom of the 7th inning, 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Academy Barons as we're in the 7th inning stretch. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. We want to remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You get a notification every time we go live from the Compton Youth Academy. Again, we'll stream every home game here this summer season live here on the YouTube channel. So if you can't make it in person, or if you have family outside the area, tell them they could tune in to the YouTube channel and keep up with their favorite Barons players that way. This upcoming week, the Barons will have 3 home games, all 3 in a row, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Wednesday and Saturday, they'll host the Conejo Oaks, while on Thursday, they'll host the San Luis Obispo Blues. That's the team that plays in the Northern California region, so it'll be pretty cool to see them come up. New pitcher on the mound, so we'll take a brief break. As we try and get caught up on all the information on the new pitcher, we'll let you know about the information in just a sec. The new pitcher for the Orange County Riptide is Austin Kirkwood. Austin Kirkwood is a tall left-hander, spent this past spring at Santa Ana College. On the summer season, he's made 2 appearances, pitched an inning and 2/3. He's only given up 1 unearned run. Did walk 4 batters, has struck out 3 in the summer. And the first pitch to Nathaniel Williams, former teammate, is in for strike 1. Kirkwood does have good velocity. Tall left-hander, stands at 6'8". Next pitch is high and away. He'll play at LMU this upcoming season. Misses high and away. Ball 2. Williams, a switch hitter, hits from the right side with the lefty on the mound. The count is 3-1. The 2 former teammates, and of course helped Santa Ana College win a state championship this past spring. Williams hits this one on the ground for the third baseman, Boudreaux. Quick throw to first. He has enough on the throw. Strong display of athleticism. That's the first out of the inning. Williams retired. Chance for Mark Emmerman, the right fielder. Singled in the first inning, and like many of the Barons hitters, have been quiet since. They've had their fair share of base runners. Stranded 2 runners in scoring position in the 6th. Stranded a runner at 3rd in the 4th. They had a runner at first to end the 5th inning. First pitch strike to Emmerman. Both sides offensively have been quiet since the first 2 innings of the ballgame. Count even at 1-1. Emmerman drives one into left center field. It drifts away from Montgomery and it falls down for a base hit. Emmerman tries for second to throw a bit offline, and there's no tag by Fitzpatrick. Emmerman with strong hustle gets in with a 1-out double. That'll give Antonio Lujan another chance to hit from the right side. That's another switch hitter in the lineup. Lujan doesn't get many opportunities to hit from the right side. Slowly hit to Barth, ranging to his right, puts enough on the throw, and it's an in time. Lujan stumbled across first base. Seems to be okay as he jogs back to the dugout. Quickly 2 outs. A runner still in scoring position for the Academy Barons. Every run so important, especially against a good team like the Orange County Riptide. Carlos Morales looks for his first hit. He's 0 for 2 today. Drew a walk in the 2nd. Another ball on the ground for the third baseman, Boudreaux. The throw brings Sable off the bag, and he makes the tag on Morales for the third and final out this inning. So after the one-out double by Emmerman, the Barons can't cash in on their sixth run of the ball game. They lead 5-3 through 7 complete innings over the Orange County Riptide, the first-place team in the California Collegiate League South Division. One geek come back, top of the 8th, and only 6 more outs for the Riptide to find a way back into this ball game. They'll send up their 4, 5, 6 hitters after this. Elias Valdez takes over for the Academy Barons in the top of the 8th inning. And Valdez is a player in his second season with the Academy Barons. Another player who went the JUCO route, played 2 seasons at Golden West College before transferring to Pacific, and spent time at the West Coast Conference this past spring. He'll be a senior this upcoming year. And in this past spring, he made 8 appearances for the University of Pacific. On the summer season, Valdez will make his second appearance. He pitched an inning and a third, picked up 3 strikeouts, and issued 1 walk. Only gave up 1 hit in that outing. I'm sure the Orange County Riptide offense just happy to see a right-hander on the mound for the first time today. Valdez kicks, deals, half-hearted swing, and Connor Barth down to the count 0-2. From the windup, Valdez puts a fastball outside. Barth today has reached 3 times, a walk, and hit by a pitch twice. Ball hit on the ground for Aguirre, goes for the backhand. He can't make the play cleanly. That gets into left field, and it's a leadoff base runner for the Riptide. That goes down as a single. Scorcher off the bat of Barth. And because the Riptide only trailed by 2, that'll go down, or the batter now represents the tying run here in the ball game. Pinch hitter here for the Riptide, Trajan Rogowski, checks in, and the first pitch he sees from Valdez is downstairs. Barth at first. Hasn't attempted a steal yet. But the Barons have had left-handers on the mound all day. Morales makes the throw down. The throw is in time. Heads up play by the catcher, and Del Villar at first. Quickly 1 out in the inning. A real momentum killer for the Riptide offense. 1-1 count to Rogowski. He pinch hits for Zach Woodson, who made the error in right field a couple half innings ago. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to the new pinch hitter. Can't connect on the pitch, and it even. First pickoff of the year for Carlos Morales. A back pick. Ball hit on the ground, and it gets through to the right side. Aberman gets to it quickly, and the pinch hitter comes off the bench and finds a way to get on base. Could be runners on first and second, nobody out. But after the back pick, there's 1 out, and Rogowski's at first. Chance for another pinch hitter.
Your attention, please. Pitcher of the game for the
Justin
Riptide.
Tiller.
Coming to the plate, number 8, Justin Tiller.
Tiller was an impactful player for Cypress College the past 2 seasons. Takes the first pitch low. Because of his performance the past 2 years, he'll be playing at Texas A&M this upcoming school year. That pitch is missed upstairs. Rogowski at first, 2-0 the count. Valdez kicks, deals, this is in the dirt. Falls behind the pinch hitter. In the 2025 season, Valdez was at Golden West and probably did get to face Justin Tiller at some point in the season at Cypress College. That ball's at the top of the zone. Count moves to 3-1 as Valdez works from behind. Dennis Fitzpatrick awaits on deck. Landry Stamps finishes the day 0 for 2. Runner takes off for second. Doesn't matter. That's ball 4. Throw would have been there in time. Carlos Morales has a plus arm behind the dish. Instead, there's runners on first and second after the walk. Time is called, and Morales makes his way to the mound to talk to Valdez. Fitzpatrick awaits. Trajan Rogowski at second. Justin Tiller at first. Wouldn't be surprised if they pinch run for the designated hitter. Tiller represents the tying run for the Riptide.
Number 15, Dennis Fitzpatrick.
His right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Academy Barons. Fitzpatrick is 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles. Picked up 2 RBIs in the first inning. Hits one square into center field, but playable for Sawamura. He loads up, makes a strong throw to his cutoff man, and that keeps Rogowski at second. A pivotal second out for the Academy Barons. Both runners stay put. And it's up to Bradley Boudreaux. And Boudreaux quickly called back to the dugout. We'll see a pinch hitter again for the Riptide in the top of the 8th inning. Tomas Cernius will check in. A native to Yorba Linda and spent this past spring at Princeton. So it's up to Tomas Cernius, listed as an infielder, but a first baseman as well. We'll see where he plays defensively. Runners on first and second, 2 out. First pitch from Valdez is yanked foul. Rogowski at second. Tiller at first. Rogowski listed as an outfielder. Got to imagine he'll slot in for Zach Woodson defensively in right field. Cernius is the question mark. He's listed as a first baseman and outfielder. We'll see if they put in a new third baseman defensively for the Riptide. Valdez puts another strike. And quickly an 0-2 count on the pinch hitter. Big spot for the Barons as they hope to preserve their lead. That's off the plate for ball one. Last year, Valdez was used as a closer. He got 4 save opportunities last summer. Picked up 3 saves, did blow 1. But he's familiar to these high leverage situations. Swing and a miss. That's how the inning comes to an end as the Riptide strand runners on first and second. Big spot for Elias Valdez, and that'll send us to the bottom of the 8th. Last chance for the Barons to pick up some insurance runs. Israel Espinoza to lead things off when we come back. Lots of changes to let you know of here in the top or bottom of the 8th inning. First, there's a pinch hitter. John Arnold to pinch hit for Israel Espinoza. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Orange County Riptide as well. Chris Canavan, tall left-hander. Sidearm release. He delivers a first pitch strike to Arnold. So those are the 2 new players we'll tell you about. There's Travis Curry at third base. Reed Montgomery moves from center to right. And Trajan Rogowski, who pinch hit in the last half of the inning, moves to center field. Those are the defensive changes. 1-1 count to John Arnold, who comes off the bench. Arnold makes his 3rd appearance on the summer. 1 for 4 at the plate this season. Sends the next pitch foul. It's a 2-strike count. Arnold's a native to Long Beach. Spent this past spring at UMass Boston, Division III school. Only appeared in 9 ball games at UMass Boston. Fouls another pitch. So a new center fielder, new third baseman, new pitcher, and a pinch hitter. Lots of change to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Arnold gets jammed, puts it in the air right field. That's the second baseman, Fitzpatrick, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. We'll reset the defense for you for the Orange County Riptide. Hunter Harrington still in left. Trajan Rogowski takes over in center, while Reed Montgomery moves to right field. Travis Curry is at third. Connor Bart's at short. Dennis Fitzpatrick is at second. Jared Sable at first. Still Cooper Klauser behind the dish. Chris Canavan ready for the first pitch to Elijah Clayton. Two-seam action on the fastball. Tails over for strike one. Clayton has reached all 4 times today. 3 walks, a single in the 4th. There's 3 stolen bases. That ball tails outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. That ball finds the zone for strike 2. Canavan is a native to Hermosa Beach. Spent this past spring at San Diego State. Be a senior this upcoming season. Next pitch misses downstairs and rolls away from the catcher Klauser. Clayton has been an on-base machine today, reaching all 4 times. The 3 walks give him 4 on the season. That'll boost his on-base percentage. Clayton drives one high into the air, forces Harrington to go back, but only a few steps. Allowed out number 2. 2 down, and the Barons are down to their final out as they look for an insurance run before the top of the 9th inning. The Riptide will send up their 9-1-2 hitters. Projected to be Reed Montgomery, Hunter Harrington, and Jarrett Sable. All 3 left-handers. Check that. 2 of the 3 are left-handers. A.G. Sawamura takes strike 1 from Chris Canavan. First time he sees a lefty today. Sawamura reached in his last at-bat on the air. Comes up empty on the swing. It's down in the count 0-2. Center fielder's 0 for 4 today. He picked up an RBI. Came around to score in the 2nd. That's strike 3. Sawamura goes down looking to end the bottom of the 8th inning. So the Barons can't pick up any insurance runs in the home half of the 8th. And they'll need to hang on to that 2-run lead for their 4th win on the season. To the top of the 9th we go. The Barons will send out Jaden Edwards to close things out. And he'll take on the 9-1-2 hitters when we come back. Top of the ninth inning. Top of the ninth inning. The Academy Barons have 3 more outs to get before picking up their 4th win on the season. Jaden Edwards comes in for the save. He'll face the 9-1 two-hitters. Reed Montgomery to lead things off for the Orange County Riptide. For Edwards, it's his 2nd appearance on the season. Picked up a loss last Saturday. He came in a tie ball game against the Arroyo Seco Saints. He gave up a run, was hit with a loss. He pitched an inning, gave up a hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Breaking ball, can't catch the edge. The count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike to the new right fielder. Montgomery started the game in center. With Trajan Rogowski coming into the ball game, Montgomery moves to right field. Yanks the next pitch foul, first base side. The count evens. Edwards spent this past spring at Jackson State, but he's another kid who played at Sarah High School in Gardena. Spent 2 seasons, or 1 season at East Los Angeles College. Spent the other JUCO season at Cerritos. Time is called. Montgomery steps out, quickly steps back in. The 2-2. That's off the plate. It's a full count to the leadoff hitter. Montgomery's 1 for 3 today, a single in the 4th. Edwards from the windup, and he misses upstairs. A walk to lead off the inning, and that's not what you want. The batter represents the tying run. Hunter Harrington has had a quiet day at the plate since the early innings. He's reached twice, a double and a walk, which both came in the first 2 innings, but since then he's 0 for 2. Grounded out to short in the 4th and struck out swinging in the 7th. Montgomery runs well. Edwards, first pitch misses inside, throw down to first. Half-hearted throw by Morales. Time is called. Bishop looks over to the bullpen. Someone begins to warm up for the Academy Barons. It's a big spot. Bishop calls time, and he's very animated. It's a quick discussion. Carlos Morales and the rest of the infield chat with Jaden Edwards as well. It's one thing to come in a situation like this, and if you're throwing strikes but guys are getting hits, then sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other team. But you never want to walk guys and give them friendly counts. He falls behind Harrington. It's a quick mound visit. The next pitch from Edwards. Misses high and tight. Harrington shakes his head. Tough spot for the right-hander, but he's used to these tough situations. Picked up 4 saves for Jackson State this past spring, but he misses 3 straight to begin the at-bat with Harrington. Delviar holds the runner at first. That's over for strike 1. Good-sized crowd here on deck at the Compton Youth Academy. Decent-sized lead at first for Montgomery. The 3-1, foul ball off the catcher. The count runs full. The last 2 pitches, very accurate from Edwards. We'll see what he throws on a full count. The payoff pitch, roped up the middle. Sawamura comes in, has to play it on a hop. Hard hit single. There's runners on first and second for Edwards. We'll see what the decision is for the Academy Barons coaching staff. Again, there's a right-hander warming up in the Barons bullpen.
Number 20, Jared Sable.
Barons are working with a 2-run lead. Harrington at first represents the tying run. Both him and Montgomery run well. Jared Sable steps in. 0 for 4 today. First pitch hit on the ground. Taylor made. Arnold to second. Clayton to first. A 4-6-3 double play. And quickly there's 2 outs in the inning. A pitcher's best friend. Just what you wanted if you're Jaden Edwards on the mound. You don't even have to worry about Montgomery. If he comes in, that'll only be the 4th run of the ball game for the Riptide. Cooper Klauser gets another chance to hit. Breaking ball, can't find its spot. Klauser singled in the first inning, but he's 1 for 4 today, 0 for 3 since the first inning. Throw down to third, it's a high one, and Aguirre makes a leaping grab. Always risky, but with Morales and the arm he has, you trust him to make a accurate throw. 2-0 count to Klauser. That's on the edge for strike 1. An applause from the Barons faithful and the Barons dugout. Everybody on the feet. Weekly hit through the left side, and it gets into left field. That'll push across another run as Montgomery scores. An RBI single for Klauser, and the inning continues. It's a 5-4 ball game. Klauser is a catcher. Wouldn't be surprised if they pinch ran him. Still waiting to see if they'll make a substitution. Connor Barth is the next batter. They leave Klauser in the game. It was a weakly hit ball, but it found a gap. Edwards' first pitch to the shortstop. Beautiful movement. Catches the inner half. That's strike 1. Barth singled in his last at-bat, but he was picked off at first base by Carlos Morales. 1-1 count. Barth has reached 4 times today. He's been hit by a pitch twice, walked in the 5th inning, and singled in the 8th. Small lead at first by Klauser. That's on the corner for strike 2. Downstairs, Carlos Morales goes to a backhand. Thought about a throw to first, instead hangs on. The count evens at 2-2. Klauser at first. 2-2 count to Barth. Rogowski on deck. Barons lead by 1. Edwards can't find its spot. And it's a full count to the shortstop. Edwards payoff pitch. That's at the knees, strike 3. Ball game comes to an end, and the Barons picked up their 4th win on the season. They advance to 4-4. They pick up a huge victory over first place Orange County Riptide. The Riptide fall to 8-2 on the young season. Finals in today's ball game. The Riptide pick up 4 runs off 10 hits. 1 error defensively, while the Barons pick up 5 runs off 7 hits and no errors defensively. The win goes to Daniel Rivera, who pitched beautifully in the middle half of the ball game and really shut the door on the Riptide offense. Jaden Edwards gets his save, his first on the summer season, and getting the loss for the Orange County Riptide is Zach Dendecker. He gave up the 4 runs in the 2nd inning to the Academy Barons. They got all their scoring in early. 1 run in the first, 4 in the second, and that was enough to hang on for a 5-4 victory. Again, this upcoming schedule for the Academy Barons, they'll be back home this upcoming Tuesday, this upcoming Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday they'll be on the road, but Wednesday they'll host the Conejo Oaks, Thursday the San Luis Obispo Blues, and Saturday the Conejo Oaks one more time. First pitch for those games start at 6:05 p.m. If you can't make it in person to the Compton Youth Academy, you can always tune in to the live stream here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. For Daniel, Tom, Daphne, Bravo, and the rest of the Barons staff here in the press box, my name is Noah Alvarez saying thanks for tuning in to another edition of Academy Barons Baseball. They pick up a huge victory over first place Orange County Riptide. 5-4 is the final score. We wish you a happy Sunday, and we'll catch you next time.